Anyway, we've got 2:05. We've got, I can see 7 people, let's say, on this webinar. Daria, would you like to kick off, please?
Sure. Well, thank you everyone for joining the webinar. And so first of all, we'll start with the agenda. What exactly is our agenda with the webinar? We'll start with the introduction. We will introduce our whole team, me, Eric, Jonathan, and Carl. And we will focus on the current problems that are faced in the property and real estate market. And then we'll discuss about the principles behind our solution. So as you know, this webinar is called Zoom for Property. So it's much related to virtual reality, augmented reality, and interactive selector tools. So we'll be presenting the same and the principle behind those solutions, and what are the values that are added to the property business through this new high-tech, latest coming technologies. We'll show you with the examples too. And finally, we'll move to the end of the presentations with why Itoma Lux and what are our strategy and the unique selling points. And finally, with the question and answer session that you have. If you have any questions, you can ask at that moment as we have this cozy group, or also you can write it in the chat box that you will find on the bottom right corner of your screen. So I guess we can head off from here. So good morning, afternoon, and evening to all the personnel according to your regions. Well, first of all, as I'm Indian, namaste to all of you. Hope you are having a wonderful day, and we are here to try to make it a bit better. And I'm Dhairya Patel. I'm a BITS Pilani pass out and have an expertise in business development since then. I basically look after the Asian and Australian market for Itoma. So if you have any queries related to this region, I am your guy. Moving to our next person is Carl. He is not able to join us today, unfortunately, but he looks after the UK and the North America part. So you have his WhatsApp and LinkedIn ID over here. If you need to reach out to him, you will be sending you the slide after the presentation. You can directly reach out from there itself. And I would like to hand it over to my dear friend, Jonathan.
Jonathan, unmute yourself, please, by the way.
Thank you, Daria. My name is Jonathan Carlo, and I am looking after the African continent market. And I'm actually based in Nigeria with background in real estate, business development, public policy, and research. And so would you have any interest in this mentioned area and you want someone to talk to, please reach out to me and then we'll take the discussion further on. Eric, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So my name is Eric Tomaszewski. I'm the managing director and the founder of Itoma. Basically, I started this business in 2017. And basically, I look after Europe and Middle East because I used to work in project management in big corporate world, as they say it, and I speak a couple of European languages. So again, if you are coming from this particular region, again, reach out to me and we can have a good chat and take it from there. Right, shall we move on, Daria, please? And I'm gonna be, let's say, introducing you into the big picture now of this webinar. Then Daria is gonna focus basically on Zoom for Property solution. And then we're gonna, let's say, wrap this session up with some elements about the USPs that we provide eventually to property developers and real estate agents. So first things first, let's say, big picture and the structure for this. There are two different words in property, right? One of them is the off-plan properties, so properties before they are actually constructed, mainly dealing with real estate developers. And then the second one are on-plan properties, so existing ones, the ones that during the normal times, meaning, you know, when there is no lockdown or COVID, you can actually visit already with the customer, present, you know, get the real feel. Yes, but at the moment, obviously, we are facing certain challenges because of the situation of pandemic and so on. So let's move on, Daria, from this. And that's exactly, you know, we've got the 3 main customer problems. And of course, we are happy to eventually, if you put any sort of comments in the chat, to look if there is anything else that comes, let's say, from your perspective, that you are facing as let's say, property professional. The first problem that we focus on is cash tied up in property. It's basically traditionally one of the most illiquid types of assets, even though it's the biggest industry in the world. Second of all, there is a disconnected customer base, but as an example, India, while having 1.4 billion people, have over 36 million people abroad, so-called non-resident Indians. So how can we actually tap to it, especially with the digital solutions? And the third problem, obviously what is on everyone's mind nowadays, is lockdown. So they're limited or no property viewings. So that's exactly the three main problems we try to target with our solutions, we try to tackle. So let's move on. Our customers, and I think I've already mentioned that when discussing, let's say, off-plan versus on-plan solutions, are property developers, consultants and architects, especially for off-plan solutions, and then real estate agents, brokers and realtors as basically the sales network. Yes, and as an example, another interesting stat, in US there are more realtors than actual properties on the market. I was looking at the stats and I think I found the number of 1.5 million realtors and only 1.2 million properties on the market. But again, this is exactly the people that we want to be speaking with, where we've got, let's say, our market fit for the solutions that we present at this and other webinars. So let's move on, Daria, please. Now, obviously, we want to focus this presentation on specific solution called Zoom for Property. Now, you must have seen some different types of virtual tours. The ones where you've got the physical camera, as you can see on this picture. That means exactly, and I'm gonna be comparing now this physical camera with the solution called Zoom for Property that we offer, because that's basically, you know, currently the one that we've got the biggest traction and interest for. So with the physical camera, you need physical equipment, of course, which costs money. It's a camera solution and it's local, yes? You can only go with this camera to the existing properties, as we can see on the second picture. Now, our solution, there is no need for any sort of physical equipment, hence the solutions are global. We can deliver whether that's India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, US, or anywhere else in the world. Secondly, we can deliver that for any property even before it's built. So that means that it's a perfect solution for property developers. Now, third element on this, with the camera option, you've got no customization. So you see the space exactly as it is presented there. Yes, that's basically the thing. While with our solution, we can eventually provide, let's say, different options. Daria? Hello? I don't know.
Hey, I think Daria has lost the connections. Let us wait for some time till he joins back.
Oh, I love, let's say, all of these solutions, guys. Well, again, where were we? I'm just gonna try to open, let's say, this one.
Yeah, Daria is already in.
Daria, how are you doing?
Laptop. I'm so sorry, my laptop went away. So I guess I am back. Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
I'm
Well,
so sorry
anyway,
for this.
we know how it is in the Zoom and all of this teleconferencing world, so it's just, you know, a short break for us, a 1-minute break when Daria was off. Still, where were we? So with the usual camera, you see the space exactly as it is. So there are no customization options. While with the solution that we're gonna be presenting to you today, with the live demo, there are basically options that give you extra upsell benefits, so can help you generate extra business, because you can offer to the customers directly, you know, option 1, option 2, option 3 for the furniture and so on. And then the final point that just appeared on the screen, with the traditional virtual tours, you visit the property on your own. So basically you've got the link, you go to the website, which we're gonna see in a second, and then you can see it, you know, in your spare time. But with our solution, basically what we're gonna be presenting as part of the live demo, you can actually go and present it to your customers. So many people can join at the same time, they see each other, They can speak with each other exactly as we can now, but directly while seeing the given property. And these are basically the main, let's say, differentiators of our solution versus the existing camera. Yes, no physical equipment needed. Then basically, it can be for both off-plan, on-plan customization, and then speaking with the customer directly from the level of the solution. So now value that we deliver, and again, obviously that's just one example of the solution, but we've got many of them, to which Daria is gonna come in a second and present the live demo. Value that we deliver, our main goal for our customers, so property developers and real estate agents, is first of all business top line. So helping you with sales, making this illiquid asset that is property more liquid, speeding up the sales cycle. Second one is early customer feedback. So getting this, let's say, initial feedback. Does this customer like it? What did she or he look at? What are the features or let's say elements of this property that they were the most interested in? And then finally, obviously, content for your sales network. So you might be exclusive to this property, or you might have, let's say, a large sales network still. With the same solution, it can be provided to multiple parties, basically expanding your reach. Okay, so that's the big picture of the value that we deliver. Now, very briefly, before we move to Zoom for Property, here are our 4 most popular solutions. And again, we're not going to be focusing on this really, but it's simply for an overview what we are talking here about when we say, look, we want to help you with sales. So we provide any sort of visualizations like renders, visualizations like this, and the ones that you can see at the top are very popular already in the industry. So exterior, interior. The ones at the bottom, 4D and drone visualizations, are very specific to what we are doing. We believe that we've got very limited to no competition. So for the visualization, you might have seen on some TV shows where we produce them for, I don't know, the type of extreme makeover, $1 million homes or whatever is in your geography. So these are basically what we've done for the actual TV shows. And then the drone visualization, it's not a drone video because that's too simple. It's a drone video with the extra visualization on top of it. And until now, we haven't found any other party doing exactly this solution. So let's move on. This is just a taste of what we are involved in. Let's move on to the next slide, Daria, please. And again, I'm going to be passing to Daria after this slide to present specifically our solution. But the main thing here is, if it goes about the sales process, it's not simply, look, what can you do to do sales? We look at everything as the particular stages in the customer mind. So we start with the awareness. Where are you visible? What are the best, most cost-effective solutions to actually get your visibility on the market? Then we look into interest. So basically, what are the elements that can keep the attention? And exactly Zoom for Property is one of the best ones, because it presents the property exactly as the customer could feel it practically, especially in the lockdown situation where practically no movement of people in several countries was possible. Then finally, consideration. Here we can provide solution like, for example, financial model or some extra experience with virtual reality. And that all, let's say, without going into the full range of our solutions, where we are A to Z supplier, leads basically to purchase. That's our main goal, but we look at the full process from A to Z. Now, I think that's my part. Now I'd like to pass to Daria eventually to present the actual Zoom for Property solution.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric, for presenting everyone the value we deliver. Now, further talking about a bit more values that we have. So all our solutions are prepared only based on CAD. And if there is no CAD drawing, it's not necessary. We can prepare all the solutions based on a simple sketch and the images that you provide us. Now, these solutions can be used for property conceptualizations. So there can be many cases where we have prepared, let's say, 3D bird's eye view. The property developer looks at it and prepares the whole building out of it. So it helps in the property conceptualization. Similarly, it can be used for the planning applications and the site management. To give you the best example, I guess you would already know Bloomberg Bloomberg, right? A financial news agency. So we have prepared a set of their building in London where we prepared the site plan for them, and they use the slide plan, 3D bird's eye view slide plan for their whole, planning their whole activities. So that is how these solutions are useful and its use cases. Now, as these are prepared only based on the sketch drawings and all, we do not physically need to travel to the property. Hence, it can be delivered anywhere in the world, even without not needing to visit the property. And as they are prepared without needing to visit the property, you have the visibility of the property anywhere in the world. Thus, let's say you are a broker firm or you are, let's say, a property developer. So you can show these solutions all around the world. What is happening right now is the developers or real estate brokers are focused only on the local market. But through these solutions, they can reach out to the global markets or can reach out to the national market if they are not reaching currently. Thus, it helps you enable global remote property sales and marketing. And as these solutions are very high quality, this can be used for investor presentation also for raising the funding for your upcoming project. Now, as these are high quality solutions, high technology solutions, this helps you uh, present yourself as a luxury brand. And as you will present yourself as a luxury brand, it helps you with charging a premium on your property if you need. And also you will get a better sales out of it. Thus, it will help you with the property valuation and better cash flow, as you will be able to sell the properties much faster than you were selling previously. And as you will have increased cash flow, you will have better return on investment. So, well, this was all about the values. So just I wanted to set a tone that what we are going to have next. So now coming to the main part, the part where which was organized, which was the agenda of the webinar, virtual reality. I definitely know you all know about the virtual reality. We know the HTC Vive glasses, and Microsoft Oculus glasses. So those are the virtual reality, but are three different parts of it. The first is not non-immersive one. So non-immersive one is a single desktop where you can visit in a 3D model and you can change some parts of it. So I guess if you might have played any phone games or laptop games, you would have seen the non-immersive virtual reality in there. Then comes the semi-immersive VR. So this is mostly used in the gaming zone of malls. So if you have traveled to the mall, they have kept 3 to 4 screens in front of you, which will give you a feel of 3D. And as there are multiple desktop, it is called semi-immersive. And the final and the most, which provides the highest level of immersion, and it is the most interactive, they are called immersive virtual reality. So absolutely it requires HTC Vive or Microsoft Oculus glasses, which will give you very high and very good 3D visualization as if you were in that particular property and you were in the real environment. Now we provide solutions in all these three aspects, and talking specific about the stats of augmented and virtual reality. Augmented reality is growing at a rate of 80% year on year, while virtual reality is growing at a rate of 40% year on year. But if you look at the stats, how much is the market of augmented and virtual reality in 2021? We can see the growth rate is 63% and the market is nearly $50 billion. And it is going to increase till $95 billion by the end of 2025. Now you can see the other sectors and creative economy. So creative economy includes the normal gaming and all, and our real estate market comes in the other sector. So if you look at our real estate market too, in 2021, it's nearly 70 to 18 billion dollars. So that's how big the market is, and that's how big the technology is changing. Now we had a data from one of the company who tried this virtual reality on many of the different consumers. So they tried on 1,300 different consumers, and they noted that reaction, that how were they feeling after watching the content in virtual reality. So 65% of them were more interested in looking at those kind of solutions, and other emotions range from amazed, excited, surprised, happy, and energetic. So it basically says that if you are using virtual reality and augmented reality, it will give you a better touch point with your final consumer, your final client. And it will be that good touch point that it will finally lead to the purchase state as Eric mentioned, in the 4 different stages of the customer cycle. So it can lead to jump the cycle and complete the cycle in a better, faster, and a very good manner. Now, coming to the solution, the virtual guided tour, what exactly there are. So basically, you know that HTC Vive and Microsoft Oculus cost near $1,500. So you do not require this costly glasses. Instead, what you can do is you can just send your customer a $5 to $30 glasses, and you can have this 3D model on your website. Now, whenever a customer visits your website, he can put on these 3D glasses and use their phone, and they can have the 3D image of your whole development, and they can have a 3D user experience of the property. Also, as you can see on the bottom right corner, we provide with the customization option to select and finally sign off the project. So customer can select that I need this furnishing option, as Eric mentioned, and other parts will be showing you in the physical exercise too. So we can prepare these solutions even before the property is built, and property is built, we can obviously prepare after the property is built too. And we can provide it to select from different forms of materials, furnishing, colors, and designs to generate upsell. So that was guided virtual tour. And now, well, this is about Zoom for property. I would like to have a small exercise. So we'll be moving on to a browser. I guess Eric would have mentioned a link in the chat section. So if you would like to join, you can definitely join. But I will be sharing you the screen. So anyhow, you can look at it from here. I guess connection load. I had to reload the page. So this is from one of our website. As you can change, if you want to go to the link, it's vr.itoma.co.uk guided virtual tour.
So this is basically live, exactly as we go into this. So I've just posted that basically on the chat, and you can eventually click on the link and join us there. Just if you can switch off the microphone, because otherwise we're gonna have a terrible echo. So if you can switch off the microphone when going to this website, you are welcome to join eventually. But this is exactly the solution, or the essence of the solution that majority of the property developers are interested in, as well as selected real estate agents that target medium to luxury market. Daria, I'm gonna pass back to you. Sorry for taking over.
Sure, no problem. So here we present the guided virtual tour. So what exactly we mean by the guided virtual tour? So it's basically actually you, your customers, your family and friends can see the property together at the very same time. And to make it simple, it's basically the name is guided virtual tour. But to make it simple and comparable, we call it Zoom for property. So that was the heading of our webinar, Zoom for property, as everyone can be in the same space at the same time, speak, listen, and discuss about the property as if you are in a real environment. So as you can see, it also has a video call availability where you can see the faces in the bot structure. I guess you can see Eric right now on my screen. Hi Eric, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing all right, mate. I'm doing all right.
What?
Have we lost Daria again? I need to apologize for that. His internet connection seems to be, let's say, acting up. But I'm sure he's going to be joining us in a second.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, we love all of this teleconferencing until it doesn't work at times. That's exactly the problem.
Ashok has actually joined us. Eric, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you, Jonathan, and I can see Ashok, let's say, on this presentation.
Yeah. And so before Daria would join again, I think you can actually guide us to take a tour of the development here, so that we'll...
I'm just gonna put that on my laptop because currently I'm joining from the mobile phone. So let me just open that. And Daria is here, back.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I don't know why my laptop trips. I'm so sorry for the same. Let me share you the screen. Yes, that's great.
So we've been also
Can
joined
you?
by Ashok while you were away, let's say, on this
Yes, I
presentation. And
can.
again, that's exactly the goal, that you can join multiple people from every part of the world. Like, I'm in London, Jonathan is in Lagos, Nigeria, Daria is in Ahmedabad in India, and you can present, let's say, the solution with, or let's say the property, without the need to visit it physically, at least for the purposes until the lockdown is over. Or if you are a property developer, you don't need an expensive demo room. Again, we've got a property developer in Ahmedabad that Daria is actually visiting tomorrow, and we had a couple of conversations. His demo room was basically something like 2 to 3 crore, if I remember. Yes, so again,
Yes.
that's exactly the business case versus this solution that is at least 10x more cost effective. But again, Daria, I'm gonna pass back to you. Hopefully now you're with us for good, and
Sure. Thank you.
let's take
So
it from there.
if something happens, please take over. Well, and as Eric mentioned, so it's basically you can ask questions, answer them, and also point at the specific things exactly as if you were in the property and giving a real life experience and real life demo. So I guess we all know that we have got a very specific situation during the current and the previous year where we were restricted to travel, correct? So we can deliver this solution for both existing and under construction properties. And it means we can deliver it anywhere in the world and can do it only from the drawings and sketchings, as Eric mentioned before. And as it is about the business, we all know that to enable your sales, you look for something that can be delivered remotely along with the extra return on investment that it can provide. And as you can see on the screen that the elements are changing dynamically. So as you can see over here, so you can see the one furnishing option of the laptop. Now this is the second furnishing option. Let me know if you are not able to see the screen properly. I will try to take it back.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's all good.
And this is the third option. So these are kind of the customization options that we provide. Similarly, I guess someone's mic. Yeah. So this is same for the kitchen. So if you can see, you have different customization options for the kitchen, and it's a simple travel. So using your keys, you can directly travel to the. I guess, is it Jonathan? Yeah, my microphone is on. Okay. So anyways, you can travel through the room through your laptop keys, and also you can join from any place. As Eric mentioned, I'm joining from India, Jonathan from Nigeria, Eric himself from London. So any person can join from any place, and you can show them, point at the places, and show how exactly good the property is, and make a real life experience of them. In addition to that, you also have a customization option. Now let's go through this particular aspect that we have. You can go to different rooms. So you can see that Eric is here, and this is 2 bedroom, 2 kitchen, 1 hall flat. So you can go travel to each at every places, look at the options, what they are going to get, how is it going to look once they purchase the apartment. So it's like uh, the normal property owners purchases this property without even looking at or without even knowing how exactly it is going to look. So this solutions exactly provides with the same, and also with the customization options that you can select how exactly it is going to provide.
Hmm.
So this is yes, Eric.
So I
Yes,
think
go
we can
ahead.
summarize. Again, that's basically the main point. I'm just gonna summarize in 4 points exactly as it was part of my presentation. We can first of
Sure.
all deliver that, and probably you can see me there on this little bot here. Maybe Daria, if you can look into my face while I'm presenting. I'm gonna go to the
Sure,
kitchen
sure.
now. Anyway, so again, the main point here is we can deliver this solution even before the property is built. That's point number one. Point number two, there is no need to visit any property. We do it from the drawings, and Jonathan is gonna be actually showing us in a second how do we do it. Then the next point is there are multiple customization options, as we could see basically with this table, sofa, and so on. And then finally, and I think this is the main point, you can speak with your customers while presenting the property. And the business case here, the biggest, let's say, ROI, is from being able to do your sales much earlier if you are a property developer. That's exactly the thing versus the physical demo room, which especially now during the lockdown is not exactly possible. And that would be my summary. If there is anything else that Daria you would like to add, basically that would be my point. We can go back probably to the main presentation. Oh, and if you can show just VR, so there are many different presentations. If you can just open the VR page.
Yes, sure. So if you go only from the vr.itoma.co.uk, you will be able to find many different apartments that we have made. You can go through any of the apartments. Yes, Eric, you can brief them through it.
So again, here we've got the example of both interior and exterior tours. So again, there are different types. One obviously looks from outside of the property, another one from inside. And then also for a comparison, we put interior tours like white two-bed apartment with Zoom for property, where you can speak with the customer, versus without. And that's exactly what you can access. I just send the link on a chat. So whenever you want to take a look, that's exactly what's out there. Right, Daria, I think we can go back to the presentation and start wrapping it up. Again, this particular presentation focuses mostly on this solution because we believe this is the biggest value in property at the moment. And again, we are happy to have a chat if you know what do you see there, gentlemen. Daria, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. So this was one of the most premium solutions that we have, Zoom for property. Now moving on to other solutions that we have, we would like to present you. Before that, these are some of the technology stats. So there are so many stats in here. I will summarize it. It basically says that if you have video on your website or let's say your social media page or any other aspect, if you do publicity through video, it gives nearly 4,000% more queries than those without. So it gives nearly 5x more returns. So that's only through the videos. Now, if we take it one level more than that, then the results will be awesome. So hence, here we present interactive selector tools. So as you can see on the screen, so it's next generation property tool, not only for sales and marketing, but also for brand building. So you will be able to see the same in the current video. So here you can see a building in a 3D where a customer can look at it from different angles. Your customer has the option to select as per their preference. And these are actual examples. So you can agree with the customer, sign off and procure the project early. And this will help you with the return on investment that Eric is going to present in the further presentation. Now, these are the different levels of the property. The first level is the gallery view, as you can see, where you will be able to see the property in the simplest terms that are images, visualizations, videos, CGIs, and so on. So now you can see all the available options at the bottom of the screen and directly select those for seeing them in the 3D map. This is the surrounding level. So what exactly does that mean? So here one can search for the specific requirements. Let's say I'm a family man. I can see where I can send my children for school, the nearest shopping marts and so on. If I'm a couple, I can look around for dining and entertainment options. We can thus customize and put these options according to a requirement to add the value to the property, that how good this property is. And hence here you will be able to present the importance of the good location of the property. As we say, the real estate is all about location, location, and location. Now, you don't want customer to miss out on any amenities included in your development. So here they can look for gym, swimming pool, parking, terrace, internal shopping malls, and other facilities that you have to offer. Thus, the customer can identify the exact features and can have a better understanding of your offering. Now, this is the last stage where let's say that you want to purchase the shoes. What you will do? You will go to an online store. You will search for I want Nike shoes, 11 in number, black in color. You will see for all the available option and you will choose one from those. Now, similarly, we have this unit search feature where you can apply search filter for finding the best investment for in your budget. So let's say I want 2-bedroom hall kitchen and my budget is $300,000. You can put those filters at the bottom and see the available options in the visuals as per a requirement. Now it has added search filters for surface area, orientation, and availability. And also we can have more customization and filter option if you prefer and if you want more. So these are the four levels of the properties that can give the added advantage and luxury brand exposure to your property. So I guess being the property developer and main broker firm, I believe timing is the biggest concern, even more than the costing. So what if we could help you sign off the project early? Thus your customer can take the virtual tour and you can generate extra commercialization and extra business out of it. Thus this solution will help you with the property commercialization, sign off and upsell. So that was all about our solutions that we have, and these were some of our most promising and premium solutions. So thank you for being patient with me and listening to me. Now I would like to pass on to Eric to brief you more about what exactly are the return on investments that you can find from these solutions. Eric.
Well, thanks, Daria. It was good presentation. Even better if the internet wouldn't be cutting. Anyway,
That's not
so
bad.
you understand, gentlemen, that again, there are many different solutions, and these are just two of them that we presented, or maybe let's say 5 of them, inclusive of these visualizations. But again, the main goal here is to increase the business. So now, basically, being the managing director, and I'm putting that in parentheses, basically, I want to present to you the business case for this. Simply the return on investment. What is really the business? If I invest in that, what could be a possible return? And this is based on one of the property developers that we work with. And there is obviously a different type of business case for real estate agent. Let's focus on this example. And again, we can customize it to your needs. Basically, whenever we speak, we have a discovery call. We look at your details. Let's say, what are the specific conditions for your property? So let's move on, Daria. So basically, in this property, we had a development of 30 units, and basically average price was $300,000 as the universal currency, independently where we are, let's say, per unit. That was actually in UK, but again, that makes 300,000 per unit. So GDV, which is gross development value, was approximately 9 million, and build cost with land was 6 million. But obviously, before you can actually start building, you need to have the finance. So again, that was approximately 85%, let's say, loan to value. So basically, this customer need to borrow 5 million of basically financing at 10% for 18 months to complete this development, and that would make the interest of 750,000, which is obviously eating the bottom line, the margin. So now our solution, basically for this one, was to provide a number of the Zoom for properties and other visualization solutions. And we helped initially to sell 5 properties before the build has even started. So completely off plan. You cannot be even more off plan than that. And obviously that's not 100% of the value of the property. It's a down payment of 20%, let's say, for this particular case. So based on 300,000, down payment was 60,000 per unit, okay? Which made 300,000 basically. And then during the build, the customer has sold extra 10 units. So altogether 15, which meant basically that the customer got the deposits of 900,000. So out of this initial financing of 5 million minus 900,000 of this initial down payments from the customers using our solutions, we basically help this customer to save approximately 100,000 in interest payments alone. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, we are very happy to speak with you and let's say provide the actual business case for your development or your properties that you've got on the market. And again, this is only the money side, while at the same time, there's a lot of goodwill. So you've got the brand building, you've got, let's say, the other marketing elements, so building the brand and being embroidered in the customer's mind and so on. So there are many other elements that are not exactly monetary, less tangible, we can say, which Daria has mentioned on this slide with the value. And that's exactly the business case that we want to put, let's say, in the mind of the customer. And obviously, our solutions weren't there 100,000. So again, the customer got approximately 4 to 5x ROI on our solutions, let's say, based on our costing, based on what we recommended and what the customer has actually purchased. Again, we very much recommend eventually that you speak with our team. Eventually, we're going to be sending this presentation where you can access off-plan properties and on-plan properties links, as you can see on this slide, and that's basically our 2 online calculators just bringing, you know, some picture. But we very much recommend to speak with us and then take it from there. Now, so that was my part. I'm gonna pass to Jonathan to finish this presentation off with how we deliver our solutions.
Eric, thank you so much. We would have been very surprised if you didn't talk about the money, if you didn't tell us all there is about the money, because we are here simply because of the business aspect of everything that we are talking about.
You know me, Jonathan.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And then now, the question would have also been raised in our hearts, our minds. How do we do this solution? Yes, we are a one-stop shop organization which present this solution as a scalable solution that can be delivered anywhere in the world. But how do we do this? We do it from the very basic, starting with initial call or discovery call with a client, and we request for whatever he has. It could be his own word of mouth descriptions of what he wants, or it could be some drawings that he has just taken delivery from the architect, or sketches that he could just use pen or pencil to do in a paper. Then from there, we will go on ahead to produce a draft of this solution for him, and then we'll deliver to him for his input and then corrections as the case may be, for to suit his desire or delight. And then after that, the solution is produced and finally delivered to him. Again, I will emphasize that it is, whether it is the interactive selector tool or the other guided tour that has been presented by Daria, my colleague here, it is all scalable. Now we can provide this solution from any part of the world, and then you can as well use it to share to your network or to your contacts, or use for your development. Yes, we can go on, my brother. Yeah, like I've just mentioned here, these are basic drawings from a client. First meeting, he puts down that, and then we go on from that conversation, make input of his basic requirement to what he wants, and then this is produced for him to his own delight. And then one beauty is that we can do this even when the architect has actually made input. But we are not replacing the architect, no. But before he makes his drawing, we can actually start up designing something for a client, or we can as well build on the CAD drawings of the architect to make sure that it beats the time lead for the client, and then present for him something that is outstanding that he can rely upon. And then before you say Jack Voila, the project is delivered. This is part of what we have also delivered for our a client in the Caribbean, as you can see from this video. This is from the initial discovery discussions with the client, and then this is produced for him before the architect actually begins to put pencil to his drawing, or to do the full development for him. This is what is produced, and then this can aid the client, especially when he wants to use it for presentation to investors. You know, he can use this to show up his brand building, and then get the interest of those who would want to invest in his development, as you can see here,
Exactly. I'm
the
just
whole
gonna add
hall
here, or maybe
of what.
summarize after Jonathan. Again, the best thing for us are basically CAD drawings. That's the best starting point. But as you can see on this example, especially at the first second of this video, basically we can even come before architect has been even involved. And again, ask yourself how much the architect cost. How much basically it's approximately, let's say, 5 to 15%, depending on the country, of the total value of the project. And we can still provide the full concept for the financing, for planning applications, for any sort of, let's say, very initial pre-sales, exactly like this one or Zoom for property, from a very, very initial idea of the project. And that would be my summary of what you can see here that has been delivered, let's say, for the customer in the Caribbean on the sunny island of Curacao. Hopefully my pronunciation is right. And that's more or less how we deliver. So it's very simple. We don't need much to start working. We don't need to visit the site. It's simply global, remote, COVID and lockdown proof. That's my summary.
Yeah. So thank you, Eric. Like Eric said, in the business aspect, when you have this, you could start using it to actually generate the profit or money into your development before you even get to start the proper development. Yes, let's go on. And so when we talk about our strategy as a company, we simply say that we build luxury brand using our own solutions. This is what we are presenting to you today is technology solutions for property, and Daria has actually been guiding us from the beginning of this webinar. But we do not just end at that. There are quite a number of other things that we do as an organization. So we promote and look for property deals that actually we find interesting for our clients, properties with or property deals with guaranteed rental yield of up to 8% or more, and then deals with good payment plans that we can provide for the client, our client. Perhaps we maybe from the US, Americas, or to say the European area, or the United Arab Emirates, as the deals will be interesting. We present it as it will be interesting to our customer. Now, what we do is simply, as a company, we take serious insight and focus very seriously, because when others present to client, they simply would say, okay, this is a deal that you need to, but not the case with us. We have to go go the extra line to provide about 50 checkpoints that the customer needs to be aware of, that there will be other payments outside the real total value that is given to him. Other things like what are the tax regimes? Are there things that he needs to pay? Are there gardeners that needs to also be paid after he has made purchase? So we bring all those information or insight for the customer. And then when we talk about our USP stands like a triumvirate, some sort of a triangle. It talks about the technology. We'll talk about the business, like technology, like Daria has been presenting. We'll talk about the business, like Eric has mentioned to us, and then we'll talk about the connection that it brings. Eric talked about the disaggregated customer base from the beginning. Even though there is lockdown, we have materials that we can share amongst our networks, no matter wherever they are. So when we say the technology, we pride ourselves as the A to Z supplier of quality solutions that is scalable anywhere. We can deliver anywhere in the world, and this is solutions that you will rely for for the sales or upsells of your development, even as we are experiencing this pandemic in the around the world, as is not just yet going completely. So it is, when it comes to the business, we have just talked about the financing, but we go a step further to also guide you about some financial advisories in the financial modeling that you can get to have insight on what you are investing on. And then we bring about brand building, as the case may be, as you go on using our solution. Then the connection is that this is just not what we deliver to you. It is a two-sided relationship that you leverage with this relationship to also get to know your customers better, get to interact with them as in real life, even when there is lockdown, like we just entered and experienced that guided tour, that these discussions with our solutions, your relationship with your customers or your network, that's real estate or property developers or agents or brokers, whoever they are, investors or your buyers, you continue to engage with them on a regular basis. Can you go on, Daria? So, haven't taken you through all this webinar, the solutions that we present to the market at the moment. I would now want to hand over to Daria, as he will guide us on the Q&A, because we believe you may have something to say, questions to ask, and then answers will be provided. Daria, over to you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for a wonderful presentation. So here we are at the end of the presentation with question and answers. So please shoot all the questions with you have. And before that, just one update. So we basically conduct these webinars every Tuesday, educating people about all the new technologies that we have in the market. So today it was day for Zoom for Property, where we showed you the virtual reality, augmented reality, and the general interactive selector tool. On 29th, we have the general Proptech webinar, where we show you all the solutions that we have. And then on 6th July, it's about the property deals with guaranteed rental rate. And we keep on having this webinar on monthly basis, and we have it on every Tuesdays. So here is our events website, itomalux.eventbrite.com. You can visit them and look at our other webinars if you feel like attending it. And yes, we can go forward with the question answer. Please shoot whatever questions you have.
Yeah, so again, I'm just gonna summarize. Obviously, that's the time eventually to unmute yourself if you've got any sort of questions, if you want to introduce, and so on. And again, we are consistent. So every Tuesday you can find us exactly on the same link. You can speak with us, and we can, let's say, present some new elements, let's say, of the technology for property puzzle. But I can see, I think Ashok has unmuted himself, and I started talking. Please go ahead, Ashok, if you want to introduce or tell us anything. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Ashok. Mr. Daria has mentioned in one of his slides that, there are three types of virtual reality products. One is non-immersive VR, semi-VR. So the semi-immersive, and the third one is immersive, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So out of all the three, if I being a developer, if I has opted for the semi-immersive VR and immersive VR option to show it to the prospective clients or the customers, so it requires a device, right, to access the property. So how the device will be provided to customers in a virtual platform, so that they have that, the feel of the property that they have seen in a real-time manner.
Yeah, sure. Daria, I'm gonna take this over, all right?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Right. So obviously what you could see, and I could see, Ashok, that you've been actually with us on this presentation when we've accessed that, was non-immersive VR. You accessed either from your computer or from your mobile phone. So that's what we call non-immersive. Now, actually, immersive virtual reality is the option that you can implement straight away, and I'm gonna provide, let's say, 2 examples of customer journey that we've already done, and you can do it straight away with exactly the same presentation. Just you need to access it from the, we can say, qualified, let's say, mobile phone. So when you go to the mobile phone, and Daria, maybe you can share your screen, and maybe you could present that actually. You know, the VR option on the mobile phone, would it be possible, let's say, to present on your camera, your mobile phone? I'm just wondering. But maybe that's too complicated. But again, what we could do, we could organize a specific demo for you when we are exactly, you know, presenting you with this exact feature. But when you go to the mobile phone and access any of these presentations, you're gonna have the special button at the bottom of it, called, you know, simply with the name VR. And then you will be able to turn your mobile phone into this sort of glasses. Again, we could present that, but that would take, let's say, a couple of minutes eventually to take it from there. Just bear with me. I'm gonna try to look for the specific graphic, but you can access it straight away from your mobile phone. And then you don't need this sort of special glasses that cost, I don't know, $100 to $1,000. You can get ones for simply maybe $5 to $10. Put your mobile phone into them, and then that's how you get actual virtual reality straight away from majority of the smartphones. Again, the best thing would be actual demo. I'm just trying to find if I've got actual graphic how this could be achieved even now, that we could put on the screen, but it's straight away. Actually, I'm gonna try to access my mobile phone. We can share the screen.
Should I stop presenting, Eric?
Yeah, I think you can, Daria, and I'm gonna try to, let's say, share my screen.
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah. Just bear with me, it's loading up.
Yes, meanwhile, if anyone else has question, they can go forward asking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna share my camera here. Should be visible in a second. You're gonna be able to see me in my t-shirt, as it is usually when you work from home.
Yes, we can see you.
Yeah, just bear with me. I'm loading my mobile phone, and I'm gonna show you basically how to access virtual reality, let's say, directly from this particular solution. Very, very simple.
Meanwhile, if Ankit, Arnab, and John, if you have any questions, you can go forward with asking those.
Yeah, I have one query here.
Yes.
This is Ankit.
Hi, Ankit.
Suppose a customer is in a virtual reality looking around the property. Is there a feature of measuring the length or the dimensions of a room, or maybe imprinting the specifications of the tile, say it's a vitrified tile or a plyboard tile or some kind of specifications they can check during their virtual tour? Is that kind of feature available?
No, not at this stage. Basically, we focus on the marketing and sales solutions, while what you're asking is obviously more of the engineering stuff. We can develop something like this, but
for example, in a product brochure, so am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
For example, in a product brochure or in a sales brochure, we always mention a type of specifications that we are offering for a unit. So if that can, or that is also a part of your feature, I would be happy to know about that feature if it is available.
So basically, we have a feature of customization option where we give the, let's say, color of the wall and all. So in the scene, if you wish like that in customization, if you prefer that the customization will be better, that this is the tile or this is the tile as a customization option, I guess we can do that. Is that right, Eric?
Yes, it is. Again, everything is possible in the technology world. It's just the matter really of you know, what are the customer needs and
What a
price
developer
point.
demands. Yes.
That's exactly the thing. You know, everything is about time and money. That's basically how we get there. Still, in the meantime, so again, Ankit, we can discuss that eventually at the demo and take it from there. Let's say depending on the volume that you are looking at, you know, what's your development, what's your profile, let's say. Is that basically you've got many units of the same type and so on, and specific use case. Still, in the meantime, I'm just gonna present, let's say, this query that Ashok has asked. I've just loaded, let's say, this reality. Just bear with me on the. And I'm trying to also find the glasses so we can present basically how easy it is.
Hello. Also, Ankit and all, I guess we have got John's mail ID. The rest of you can also put your mail ID in the chat so that we can share in the presentation of this slide, and also our calendar invite where you can book the meeting with us. We can have one-on-one conversation where we can present to you in much more detail. Yeah, yes, Ashok, you raise the hand. Please go ahead.
So since it was mentioned that this technology solution has come or has invented due to the pandemic, and if we think from the customer perspective, whatever the solution that you have provided, it is mostly during the pre-sale or the pre-development category stage, where the customer can have a complete overview of the project and to understand the perspective. But where the construction works are in progress and where the projects are in a completion stage, if customer doesn't want to go out and if the customer wants to see the progress of the property, is there any option available with this program or with this platform?
I'm not sure if I understand you. So say there is a progress of the property and now basically customer wants to see it. So I would simply say go, take your mobile phone, switch on the video call, like we can do even now, but do it, for example, through Skype, and then you've got exactly the thing. You can, you go to site, you present the development, this is basically where we are, and then your customer can see everything, isn't it? Is that basically the understanding? Presenting of where we are with the construction, or are we missing anything from this picture? Ashok, that's a question to yourself eventually, if you want to unmute yourself. In the meantime, hopefully this is gonna be visible. So this is my mobile phone, let's say, targeting the first question that we had. This is my mobile phone with exactly what we've seen there, yes? And again, I can go to anything and it's gonna be bringing me, say, to the kitchen or whatever, as you can see here. Now, here in the bottom right corner, you can see VR sign. I clicked on it, and basically in a second, this is gonna take me, basically, to the actual VR view, yes? So now, if you can imagine that, you get the customer and your customer can put this mobile phone into the special glasses that I'm gonna now share on the screen. And this is as simple as that. You get that as a standard, basically, from us for your development. So now, basically, the customer can see it, and I'm gonna show you the so-called VR glasses now on the screen. Hopefully, it should be coming now. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Should be coming.
Yep.
Hopefully now. So again, I went to Amazon.co.uk, basically the biggest, retailer
Online store
in the Western world, we can say. And here you've got basically the examples of the compatible glasses where you put your mobile phone, your smartphone, exactly like this one, into this. You basically attach it to the customer's head, or you can, we've got basically two different cases here of customer journey. One is at your sales office. So basically you can, do that with the customer. Another one, we had some customers buying a bunch of these glasses at a discount and sending to the customers directly to their home address when they've collected the lead and their address, and saying, look, just use your use your mobile phone, put this into the VR mode. Here are the glasses where you can put your mobile phone into, and then basically, you will be able to see this development in virtual reality. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, the part of our delivery is actual training for the customers. So we would go through this in more depth, obviously, as we go with your potential business. Does that answer the question, Ashok? I'm gonna switch off my camera, my t-shirt. Any other questions that we have here today? Again, our solutions fit within the marketing, sales, and brand building. That's the goal, that's the market that we basically target. If it goes about construction, referring here to Ankit's question, we don't want to be there yet. There are other more specialistic companies that specialize in the engineering side. I'm coming from the project management perspective. I know basically of some other companies that are doing this. For us, it's all about visual side and simplicity that leads to sales, marketing, increasing the value, faster sales, speed cycle. That's basically our positioning in the value chain of property. Hopefully that makes sense, gentlemen. Again, we are happy to spend some time either here, still at this meeting, or organize a demo with you. And we're going to be obviously following up with an email with the slides and the recording of this webinar, so you can eventually take it from there and watch it again, get in touch with us. And hopefully this is going to lead to some good things, to some business.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. It was great.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Yeah, John, bye-bye.
Have we received the mail ID? Yes, we have received the mail ID of Ankit Kumar. Ashok, can you please share your mail ID too?
I has already shared my ID. You can please check.
Okay,
You
okay.
already have my mail ID.
Yes, I have yours. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
for-
a lot, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I'll connect with you offline for certain queries.
Sure, definitely. Is it fine if we connect tomorrow?
Yes, sure, absolutely.
Sure, you can connect me tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.